Welcome to the Norfolk Southern family. Norfolk Southern is a world leader in the transportation industry. We move freight by rail and by truck, in rail cars, containers, trailers, and by bulk cargo. Our vision is to be the safest, most customer-focused, and successful transportation company in the world. To be successful, we must meet customer demands worldwide in keenly competitive markets. Norfolk Southern's rail operations extend from Norfolk, Virginia, our corporate headquarters location in the east, to Kansas City, Missouri in the west, from Chicago and Detroit in the north to Jacksonville, Florida, and New Orleans, Louisiana in the south. As a member of our thoroughbred team, you will be working in the maintenance department. Norfolk Southern has invested millions of dollars in rail, cross ties, ballast, roadway machines, highway vehicles, and many other items which are required to construct and maintain first-class railroad track. Our responsibility is to maintain and repair this track in the safest, most efficient manner possible, which helps Norfolk Southern provide quality transportation service to its customers. To head you in the right direction, your supervisor will initially be spending time with you, explaining and demonstrating the many different facets of your new job. As a new employee, you'll receive materials which must be read, understood, and followed during your employment. First and foremost, you're issued a copy of the NS Safety and General Conduct Rule Book. Open it and check its contents for the NS 6-Point Action Plan for Safety of Operations, the NS Highway Vehicle Operators Manual, the NS Handbook on Fundamentals of Fire Control and Portable Fire Extinguishers Inspection and Maintenance, Warm-Up Exercise Chart, and the Policy on Drugs of Norfolk Southern Corporation and its railroad subsidiaries. You should have also received a copy of the NS Operating Rules Handbook. Be sure it contains an additional pamphlet entitled NS Equipment Operation and Handling Booklet. These manuals are important. Read and understand them. If you have any questions, ask your supervisor. In addition, you should have received booklets which detail your health insurance plan and some expense account forms which are used to record and obtain reimbursement for company-related expenses. You should have also received a booklet detailing the Norfolk Southern Stock Plan, wherein the company will match 30 cents for every dollar you invest, up to $150 per month. Take stock in your company. It's a good investment. As with any new job, you will have to fill out federal and state tax withholding forms. In your new job at Norfolk Southern, safety is the first priority in daily operation. We don't perform a task until we can perform it safely. We simply do not take risks, and we will not compromise the safety of our people. At Norfolk Southern, hard hats, safety glasses, respirators, and hearing protection are a way of life, a way to preserve life. You will notice and from time to time participate in our safety audit program. Safety audits are weekly inspections directed toward operational and facility safety. The auditor observes work as it is performed, noting hazards and improper work methods. Instruction is then given and corrections are made to improve overall employee safety. You will hear the word safety every day. Take it literally and take it seriously. A tenet is a principle or belief that is generally held to be true. We have 6 safety tenets. All injuries can be prevented. All exposures can be safeguarded. Supervision is responsible for the prevention of injuries and accidents. Training is essential for good safety performance. Safety is a condition of employment. And safety is good business. Remember, no job is so important, no service is so urgent that we cannot take the time to perform our work safely. Your Safety and General Conduct Rules book contains safety procedures and rules by which you are to perform your job. They are important and you must read and understand them all. The general notice states that safety is of the first importance in the discharge of duty. Obedience to the rules is essential to safety. Safety and general conduct rules have evolved from the experience of many people on many railroads over many years. This process will be continuing, and constructive suggestions to improve these rules should be submitted to your supervisor or other officers of the company. With our concern for safety, it is obvious that no one will be allowed to be in possession of or under the influence of drugs or any controlled substances. If you become ill or sustain an injury while on duty, you must report it to your immediate supervisor or to the person in charge of the work before you leave the premises. Always wear clothing and footwear that will allow you to perform your duties safely. Do not wear articles of adornment, and your hair must be worn so as not to present a safety hazard. If you handle heavy equipment or work around machinery, cars, or other equipment, do not wear clothing that may be snagged. Working in shorts is prohibited. Shirts must cover your shoulders, back, and abdomen. Oily, greasy, torn, loose, or frayed clothing is not permitted. If you work around moving equipment, tracks, or uneven ground, wear shoes that are at least 6 inches in height and fit snugly around your leg and ankle. Any footwear you use must provide ankle support, prevent slipping, and be of substantial construction. Tennis or jogging shoes, sandals, boots with high heels, cowboy, or other slide-on boots are not permissible. Hard sole, lace-up footwear, zippered boots, or boots cinched up with straps which fit snugly about the ankle should be worn. Safety toe boots are required. Personal protective equipment such as hard hats, eye and hearing protection, protective footwear, gloves, and respirators prescribed by instructions from employing departments must be worn in specified areas, jobs, or conditions. You will be using different types of hand tools on your job, many of which are specialized and unique to the railroad industry. Such tools include claw bars, which are used to remove track spikes, spike mauls, which are used to drive track spikes into cross ties, track wrenches, which are used to tighten and loosen track bolts, and track jacks, which are used to raise the track. Your supervisor will provide you with additional information and training on the safety rules and procedures covering the proper use of these and other hand tools. When you use tools, appliances, or machinery, use them only for the purposes for which they are intended. Do not use a tool that is improperly assembled, improvised, or defective. Laying down a power tool with the motor running is prohibited. Always have safety guards in position when you operate tools and equipment. Stay clear of all moving belts, chains, and cables, and don't shift them by hand. When you work around equipment, you will see lockout tags attached to control switches. If you see a lockout tag on a machine control switch, it means that the machine is being adjusted or repaired. Under our rules, you may not change the position of the switch. There are many more rules in the Safety and General Conduct Rules Handbook. It is your responsibility to have a copy of the Safety and General Conduct Rules Handbook. Read it. Your safety and your job depend on it. Not only are we interested in your safety on the job, but we are also interested in your health and well-being. Norfolk Southern has adopted the American Back School program for prevention of back injury. The back should function in the upright posture with its 3 normal curves. This man is about to lift with incorrect posture. His back is rounded out. The proper posture for lifting is to use your back muscles to lock your back in its normal curves. You will be receiving specific training to prevent back injury. You will also be given an annual hearing exam in connection with our hearing conservation program. Hearing loss can be prevented. Wear your hearing protection. Working around railroad tracks can be particularly hazardous. A hot or live track means that trains are operating on that particular segment of track. Stay in the clear. If you are working outside near a track and need to walk around the end of a standing car or between standing cars, you must be at least a half a car length away from the end of the nearest car, and always expect a sudden movement. You may think you can hear a train approaching, but that is not always true. If the train is coming around a curve, you may not hear it, so always be alert. Norfolk Southern has adopted a formal criminal rules compliance policy, Corporate Policy Number 30. You are required to read it and understand that it is binding on all employees of Norfolk Southern and its subsidiaries. It is your responsibility to report anything that has even a remote chance of constituting a violation of Corporate Policy Number 30, which states that criminal wrongdoing, fraud, or waste and abuse should be reported to the Internal Audit Department. Environmental laws protect the air, land, and water. Our primary concern is preventing contamination of land and water. The key is proper disposal of all waste materials. All of our waste material, whether solid such as crossties or hazardous waste such as solvents and cleaners, must be disposed of properly. Improper disposal is a criminal offense, and anyone convicted will likely serve time in jail, and substantial fines could be imposed on both the employee and the company. Precautions must be taken to avoid spills and contamination in everyday activities. Any that do occur must be reported immediately. Environmental concerns should be reported to our Environmental Department. Review Corporate Policy Number 30 carefully and often, and if you ever question the legality of a situation, contact our Law Department before you act. Norfolk Southern operates many different vehicles in order to get employees and materials where they are needed. If your work requires the use of company vehicles, there are certain requirements which must be met. You will have to pass the Department of Transportation written examination. You will have to fill out a motor vehicle driver's certification form, driver's application for employment, Department of Transportation Motor Carrier Safety Program Annual Review of Driving Record. And you will have to have a DOT Medical Examiner's Certificate. Also, in most cases, your supervisor will ride with you for a driver's road test examination. When you're driving your vehicle, the corporate logo on the side identifies you as a member of the Thoroughbred team. Remember, you are in the public eye, and you represent Norfolk Southern every time you are on the road. So obey all traffic laws, use good common sense, and drive courteously and defensively. Our vision to be the safest, most customer-focused, and successful transportation company in the world can be reached with your individual effort and the combined efforts of thousands of Norfolk Southern employees across the United States. Norfolk Southern is an excellent company providing thoroughbred quality to its customers around the globe. Be safe, healthy, and happy in your job. Our customers depend on you.